Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Goodyear Baseball Complex in Goodyear, Arizona. Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network, and it's play-by-play coverage of the 2015 National Classic. And we're underway in the Upperclass Division Championship game. And it features Blue Chip and the ASB Aces. And we are underway. Blue Chip, the visitors, and Alonzo Rubio, their leadoff hitter, on the first pitch. Fouled it off. Second pitch, a ground ball over to first base, and so he is out at first. And that's how this one gets underway. Chase Audify now bats second for Blue Chip, and he takes a breaking ball for strike one. Each of these teams went 3-0 through pool play and then won their semifinal game this morning. There's a line drive over to second, and that's caught, and there are two down. So it's Alonzo Rubio leading off, Chase Audify second, Race Trainer, the shortstop, bats third, then Ben Drenth in center field will bat fourth. Ryan Frankel, the third baseman, is fifth. The number 6 hitter is the second baseman, Ethan Keaveney. Adam Browdy will play right field, then Robert Ramos, the catcher. Alex Keinert, an extra hitter. Mike Rassiopi, an extra hitter. Cade Lauderschlager at first base, and David Hall rounds out the order as Blue Chip bats 12 in today's championship game. Race Trainer at the plate, 2 outs, bases empty. And takes that pitch for a strike. Jeffrey Rula, the starting pitcher for the ASB Aces. Another one over for a strike. And Rula ready again. And a breaking ball bounced in there. And the next one fouled out of play. Two outs and the base is empty. Trying to get through some of the aces defensively. Andrew Scheinert starts in left field. Jacob Talamonte in center field. As that pitch is down for ball 4. And Trainer earns a 2-out walk. He moves to first base, and the batter will be Ben Drenth. The infield for the Aces, Josh Lanes at third base. Mitch Anderson is the shortstop. Trevor Crane plays second. Teo Fritzky at first base. Daniel Berger catching Jeffrey Rula. Easy throw over to first, and the runner back. Again, we're at Goodyear Ballpark in Goodyear. Spring training home of the Cincinnati Reds and the Cleveland Indians. We're on the Reds minor league complex fields. There's a line drive. That's over the head of the second baseman, Crane. The runner's going to try for third base. The throw goes that way. It's cut off, but not before Drenth can take second base. It's a single. Trainer running hard with 2 outs in the inning, gets to third, and then as the throw comes in that way, Drenth able to take second base. So that'll put a couple of men in scoring position with 2 outs in the top of the first, and the batter is Ryan Frankel. And now time called. Berger will go out to talk to Rula. They want to make sure they've got the signs squared away with a runner at second base. First of 2 championship games here on field number 3. We'll have the Underclass Division Championship game coming up a little later on, scheduled for a 1:30 first pitch. This one, by the way, got started a minute early, 10:59. First pitch across, nothing wrong with that, especially on the 4th day of a tournament as Frankel takes strike 1. The 0-1 pitch. Inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Trainer at third, Drenth at second with 2 outs in the top of the first. There was a ground out and a line out to begin the ball game, but then a 2-out walk and a single. Now foul ball, they count 1-2. And a fly ball, actually just a bit of a pop-up back to the outfield grass, and Crane is there to put it away, and Blue Chip fails to score in the top of the first inning. No runs, 1 hit, a walk, and 2 left, and after a half inning of play, Blue Chip nothing. ASB Aces coming up. And we begin the bottom of the first inning. Mitch Anderson leads on for the ASB Aces and takes low and away for ball 1 from Chase Autafy. And the 1-0 pitch. That's a low. 2 balls and no strikes. Anderson, the shortstop, leading off for the Aces. Jacob Talamonte bats second. Trevor Crane is third. Tail Fritsky, the first baseman, bats fourth. And the 2-0 pitch. Just off the plate, 3-0. Hitting fifth, the right fielder J.J. Hessel. Daniel Berger works behind the plate and bats sixth. Andrew Scheinert in left field is seventh. And there's one over the outside corner, a strike, 3-1. Batting in the eighth spot is the extra hitter Hunter Parks. Josh Alains at third base bats ninth. Gage Johnson, the DH, is 10th. Ian McMillan, an extra hitter, bats 11th. Now a swing and a miss, and it's 3-2. Autafy into the wind into 3-2 and lost him. That one skips in and goes to the backstop, and Anderson will make his way to first base. A leadoff base runner for the Aces in the bottom of the first inning. And it brings up Jacob Talamonte. Another bright sunny day here in Goodyear. Again, day 4 of the tournament, mostly, and I think it was all night game doubleheaders Thursday and Friday. A full slate of games yesterday from early morning, I think 8:30 start times to begin the morning. Last start times about 6:30 last night. And then a little bit more of an abbreviated day today. Again, everything started at 8:30, but last time slots are 1:30 this afternoon. Throw down to first and the runner back after that breaking ball bounced in to Talamonte. Maybe a degree or two cooler. We'll see how it ends up by mid-afternoon, but again, very few clouds in the sky. A lot of bright sunshine. Ball bunted into foul territory, and that'll stay foul. And Talamonte will return to the plate. Anderson goes back to first base. Now the next one on the way, that's inside as Talamonte showed bunt, and this time he is hit by the pitch. Everyone got in on him in a hurry. And so that puts 2 aboard with nobody out, and the batter is Trevor Crane. Robert Ramos, the catcher, out to talk to Autafy, so it's Autafy and Ramos, the battery. Lauderschlager at first base, Keaveney at second, Trainer the shortstop, Frankel at third, Hall, Drenth, and Brown in the outfield left to right. And a pitch to Crane over for a strike. And look back to second with the runner back. First and second, nobody out. Bottom of the first inning and no score in the Upperclass Division Championship game. And the 1-strike pitch. And a ground ball over toward first. And picked up in fair territory, and a tap of the bag at first will result in the first out. Crane out 3 unassisted. Anderson to third base. Talamonte to second. And the batter is Tail Fritsky. First pitch just above the belt for a strike. Odyssey with a set and the pitch. That's bounced in and blocked by Ramos, and they count 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. And a fly ball to right center field. Drenthe over. He's under it. Runner from third base will tag. The throw over the cutoff man, and that'll allow Telemonte to go from second to third. So sacrifice fly off the bat of Fritzke brings in the first run as Anderson scores. And again, Telemonte goes to third base. The batter is J.J. Hessel. And the first one to Hessel outside for a ball. The ASB Aces lead 1-0 hitting in the bottom of the first. And a hard hit ground ball fielded by the shortstop trainer and on to first base in time, and that will end the inning. But the Aces on the board at the bottom of the first. They get a run without a base hit, a walk, a hit batter, and a sac fly brings in the run. They leave one on base, and after an inning of play, it's the Aces 1, Blue Chip 0. Ethan Keavney, the leadoff hitter for Blue Chip in the second. Took the first pitch for a ball. Next one's over for a strike, and the count 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch just off the plate inside, 2-1. And the 2-1 offering from Rula up and in. 3 balls and a strike. And a pitch inside, ball 4. Second walk given up by Rula. First one came with 2 outs in the first, and the base is empty, but this time a leadoff walk. A runner with a big jump over there at first base, and the ball bunted foul. So at least on that first pitch, Blue Chip looking as though they're trying to sacrifice that runner, but see a base runner get such a big jump as a hitter or a bunter, I think you still maybe have the option of taking that pitch, and if he can straight steal the base, let him do that. You get him to second base without giving up an out. Of course, the downside of that is if something happens or if it's a great throw and the guy's thrown out, then you're in the doghouse. If you're the batter, you're in the doghouse for not getting the bunt down, or at least trying to bunt to protect the runner. Yeah, Rula steps off, and Berger will go out to speak with him. The runner goes, a pitch out, throw down to second base, will get by, and it'll be a steal for Keavney. Now ball and a strike with a runner in scoring position, and Rula got Keavney to take an extra jab step toward third base, but nobody behind him at the bag to cover. Spun it out and missed. And the count goes to 1-2. Blue Chip trailing 1-0 as they bat in the top of the second inning in the Upperclass Division Championship game. And a ball fouled out of play over on the right side. And a swing and a miss and a strikeout. It's the first out of the inning, and it'll bring up Robert Ramos. One on, one out. Rules. First one to Ramos. Just off the plate, ball one. Now, swing and a miss, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Rula checks back to second, and the next pitch took a little off. And the count goes to 1-2. Now look back again, the 1-2 pitch. Off the plate, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Keaveney at second with 1 out in the top of the second. Alex Keinert next for Blue Chip. And a swing and a miss. So back-to-back strikeouts after a leadoff walk. And Rula will face Keinert. First pitch to Keinert low for ball 1. Again, Blue Chip with a couple of base runners in the top of the first inning, although they came with 2 outs, a walk and a single. Here in the second, a leadoff walk. Keaveney went to second on a stolen base, but he's still at second with now 2 outs in the inning. A swing and a foul tip. And they count 1-1. And that ball hit pretty well out to center field, but Talamante there, and he puts it away for the final out in the second inning. Again, a leadoff walk with the runner left at second base after an inning and a half. Blue Chip still trailing the ASB Aces 1-0. In the bottom of the second inning, brings Daniel Berger to the plate to get things started. He takes low and away for ball 1. And next pitch outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Ball fouled out of play over on the first base side, and the count moves to 2-1. Well, all four fields going strong here at Goodyear Baseball Complex on the red side of things. Another one fouled out of play on the right side, and it's 2-2. And a swing and a miss. Pitch up out of the strike zone. Berger chases, and he's the first out of the inning. And the batter will be Andrew Scheinert. And the first one is Scheinert high for a ball. Of course, this National Classic wraps up today, but just a few days away from the Fall Classic. Well, that'll be this first weekend in October, and I think actually I saw that there might be a game or two as early as Wednesday night, the 30th. But at least for now, scheduled October 1st through the 4th. So both of these tournaments put on by Southwest Wood Bat Classics. Pitch outside, and the count goes to 3-0. 1 out, base is empty. Bottom of the second inning. Aces leading 1-0. And a pitch over for a strike, and it's 3-1. And a pitch is high, and that's ball 4. One out walk for Scheinert, and the batter is Hunter Parks. Now the bunt shown, and a bat pulled back by Parks, and he takes high for a ball. And that pitch over for a strike, and the count 1-1. Aces with a walk and a hit batter to start the ball game, or start their first inning. So the fastball is high, and it's 2-1. Ground ball moved the runners up, and then a sacrifice fly off the bat of Teo Fritzke scored Mitch Anderson. That's the only run of the game to this point. Pitch a called strike, and it's 2-2. Lead over at first base, the 2-2 pitch, and a breaking ball. Sort of a half swing and a miss there for Parks. Fooled either on the pitch selection or the location. They didn't give that one much of a swing. And he is down. Second strikeout of the ball game for Chase Ottafee, and now he'll go after Josh Lanes. And a first pitch fastball is high for ball 1. And another fastball high, and it's 2-0. You know, interesting that we may have a couple of different pitchers into the ball game here early, based on the original starting lineups that we received, as that's up and in for a ball, 3-0. Blue Chip actually had a different pitcher on their lineup card, but right before the start of the game got word that Chase Ottafee was going to get the start. As that pitch is high, and it's a 4-pitch walk to Lanes. Scheinert goes to second, and the batter is Gage Johnson. Ramos out to talk to Odyssey. But then on the Aces side of things, we'll see what happens when the third inning starts, but I believe maybe Jeffrey Rula might be done. And we'll see. I believe that he came over to get ice, but may not have been him, and it may not have been for him. We'll see when we get to the top of the third inning. 2 aboard with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Aces leading 1-0. And Gage Johnson ready, and the first one to him is high for a ball. 5 in a row out of the strike zone. So it's gone strikeout, walk here in the second. 3 walks given up by Chase Odyssey. And a pop-up in the infield. And Trainer, the shortstop, there to make the catch. And the inning is over. No runs, no hits, couple of walks, 2 left after 2. It's the Aces 1 and Blue Chip nothing. Bottom 3 in the order for Blue Chip. In the top of the third, Mike Rasiope takes strike 1 from a new pitcher for the Aces. It is Drew Davis. So Jeffrey Rula is done for the day. Throws a couple of innings. No runs and 1 hit. Davis gets another one over for a strike, and it's 0-2. And ball punched out and knocked foul out of play on the third base side. We stay 0-2. Lauderschlager and Hall to follow for Blue Chip in the top of the third. And that breaking ball over a called third strike. And Rasiope knew it. And 1 away for Lauderschlager, the Blue Chip first baseman. And the first pitch low for a ball. Now the wind in the 1-0. And a slow grounder foul wide of the bag at third, and the count 1-1. And that's the Upperclass Division Championship game of the 2015 National Classic from Goodyear Ballpark, or Goodyear Baseball Complex, I guess. The ballpark, which is what they call the stadium, is a little bit north of us. And the 2-1 pitch is low, and it's 3-1. Back to the wind, the 3-1. And that's fouled straight back, and the count goes full at 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes on Lauderschlager. And a swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Drew Davis. The 4th strikeout of Blue Chip hitters. And the batter will be David Hall. Davis starts Hall off with a breaking ball that misses high and outside. And that's off the handle of the bat and fouled out of play. The 1-1 pitch, a swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. And that's popped out of play. First base side will stay at a ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs, base is empty in the top of the third. Blue Chip trailing the Aces 1-0. Another 1-2 on the way, and that's a ground ball foul. Third base side. That foul ball ended up out on the field of play, so it takes a moment to get that back in, and now we're ready to go again. And Davis with another 1-2 pitch. And another grounder outside of third base. All back in there and ready. Stretched out the at-bat. Pitch number 7 on the way. Maybe broke the bat there, and a ground ball off the glove of the third baseman, Lanes. And Hall reaches safely. First error of the ball game. And an E5 prolongs the inning as we go back to the top of the order for Alonzo Rubio. Alonzo Rubio grounded out to start the ball game. Now he bats with the runner at first and 2 away in the third. And pops it up into shallow right field. Going to be a long run, but Hessel is there to make the catch. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits, an error and 1 left. After 2.5, Blue Chip still trails 1-0. Ian McMillan leads off the bottom of the third and takes a strike. And the next one low and away, and it's 1-1. McMillan batting 11th in the Aces order. Tardy on a pitch, fouls it out of play on the right side, and the count 1-2. And the next pitch off the plate, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And a fastball high, and it's 3-2. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for Blue Chip. 1 run, no hits, and 1 error for the Aces. And a 3-2. And that's hit back up the middle and into center field. Just able to cut it off is Drenth, and it's a leadoff hit for McMillan. To the top of the order for the Aces, Mitch Anderson, who walked in the first, scored the only run of the ball game. First to throw over to first and the runner back. And a bunch shown by Anderson, and he takes high for ball 1. Again, the bunt showing the ball popped up and just out of the reach of the catcher Ramos. Showing bunt early and thought if he steps off. Pitch a strike as the runner goes. Throw down to second base and safe the call. So the Aces get that runner to second without giving up the out, and now we'll see what Anderson does. Maybe try to push the ball onto the right side of the infield. There's a pretty big opening over there. Instead, he rolls it over, grounds the ball to the left side of the infield, but the throw pulls the first baseman, Lauterschlager, off the bag. So Blue Chip commits their first error of the ball game. Anderson aboard at first, McMillan still at second, and the batter is Jacob Talamonte. Now it's interesting as first we get a timeout from the Blue Chip dugout, playing in the bottom of the third inning. Aces lead 1-0. Now Talamonte in there and ready. Odyffey's first one on the way, and the ball bunted down the third base line and ends up just foul. And that's what I'd started to talk about before the timeout. Interesting to see what the Aces would do after getting the leadoff hitter aboard in the inning. Their lineup leadoff hitter, Anderson, up there trying to bunt. Got the runner to second on a steal. Anderson reaches on an error, and so I was curious to see if Talamonte, the number 2 hitter, with the first 2 aboard now and nobody out, would be bunting. And he did on the first pitch. Takes a pitch high, and it's 1-1. Talamonte was hit by a pitch in the first. Now the 1-1 bunted, and that's bunted foul. One and two on Talamonte. They'll look back to second base and the pitch. And he fouls off a breaking ball. Well, I mentioned the Aces went 3-0 in pool play. They beat Montana Senior Elite 12-2. And they beat the Arizona Pro 7-6. Venom 10-0. As that misses for a ball, 2-2. And then in the semifinals, they shut out the Premier West Cardinals by a score of 7-0. Now they look back at the 2-2. That's bounced in. That'll go to the backstop, and the runners will move up 90 feet. Blue Chip really helping the Aces here. First to give up the stolen base, then an error on a throw, and now a wild pitch. Takes away the double play possibility. The infield comes in on the grass. Second and third with nobody out, and Talamonte fouls another one away. Good opportunity for the Aces to add on here, leading 1-0, hitting in the bottom of the third of the Upperclass Division Championship game. And the 2-2. Breaking ball. I guess that was a 3-2. So the breaking ball missed inside. And now the bases are full with nobody out. Number 3 hitter in the order for the Aces is Trevor Crane, and he's got a chance to do some big damage. Green grounded out to Lauderschlager at first base his first time up. Took that first pitch for a ball and now ready for the 1-0. And that's going to go to the backstop. The runners thought about coming, but pretty strong bounce off the fence behind the plate, and so McMillan thought better of it over at third base. And the rest of the runners slam on the brakes. 2-0 now, they count on Crane. That pitch over the outside corner, a strike, and they count 2-1. And a ground ball handcuffs the third baseman, Frankel, but able to stay with it to at least tap the bag at third to get the force out. So McMillan scores to make it 2-0. Anderson forced at third base for the first out. Talamonte to second, Crane aboard on an RBI fielder's choice. So now runners are at first and second with one out, but a run in. And the batter is Teo Fritsky. Fritsky going after the first one, hits a fly ball, and it's hit well out to right center field. That's going to get to between the outfielders. One run will score as the throw goes into second base. It's an RBI double for Fritsky, and it's 3-0 Aces. Drent had to go away to get that ball in the outfield, and did a good job to get it back in as quick as he did, but still turns into a run and now a timeout from the blue chip dugout. Aces have scored twice in the third, still batting in the bottom of the third. They lead 3-0. And a pitching change for blue chip in the bottom of the third as Alonzo Rubio is on to pitch. J.J. Hessel going after the first one, fouls it back for a strike. The one strike pitch and a breaking ball and misses, and it's 1-1. Second and third with one out, a couple of runs in the inning, and a ball fouled back to the netting, and they count 1-2. Look over to third, the 1-2 pitch. And that's a fly ball. That's hit pretty well out to left center field. One run will score. Second runner going to be waved around. He'll score. And it's a 2-run single for J.J. Hessel. And it's 5-0. Now Daniel Berger. And Berger hits one well down the left field line, and that's over the head of the left fielder Hall up against the fence. And that'll be a double. Hessel to third and Berger at second for Andrew Scheinert. Berger comes off as Jake Lieberman will run as a courtesy runner at second. And the first pitch to Scheinert over for a strike. Second and third with one out. 4 runs in here in the third for the ASB Aces. They lead 5-0. And another pitch over for a strike. And it's 0-2. And that ball fouled off. Goes to the backstop. And we stayed 0-2. Bottom of the third inning. Upperclass Division Championship game. And Rubio to the wind. Another 0-2, and that's low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss, and Scheinert strikes out. Second out of the inning. And the batter is Hunter Parks. And first one of Parks low and away for ball 1. And a ground ball over to first. And that will end the inning. A 3 unassisted put out, but 4 runs in the inning for the Aces, and after 3 they lead 5-0. Two, 3, and 4 in the order for Blue Chip in the top of the 4th. Chase Odyffey leads it off. And he takes ball 1. Now the ball off the end of the bat, popped up left side of the infield. And Lane's there for it. And the leadoff man down to the top of the 4th. And the batter is Race Trainer, who walked back in the first. And he hits a fly ball into center field. Talamonte back a few steps. 3 pitches and 2 outs in the top of the 4th. And it brings up Ben Drenth, who had a base hit back in the first. First pitch inside, maybe low, ball 1. Another one low, and it's 2-0. Drew Davis ready to go again. His 2-0 pitch. Inside, 3-0. And a pitch on the inside corner, a strike, and it's 3-1. And that'll bounce in. 4-4. And Drent will make his way to first base. 2-out walk. And the batter will be Ryan Frankel. Nothing to score. Blue Chip batting in the top of the fourth inning. And going after the first pitch, fly ball into right field. And Hessel makes the catch for the final out in the top of the fourth after 3.5 rather. Blue Chip still trails 5-0. And in the bottom of the fourth inning, Josh Lanes leads off and takes ball one. Yeah, swing and a miss, and they count 1 ball and 1 strike. Lanes walked on 4 straight pitches, his first time up, trying to get things started for the Aces in the bottom of the fourth. First of 2 championship games on this field, and on Southwest Sports Network today we'll have the Underclass Division Championship game coming up after this one as the curveball is over for a strike, and it's 1-2. Next pitch bounced in there, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The wind in the 2-2. And a ground ball down the third baseline. A fair ball. Throw across the diamond. Not going to be in time. Infield single for Lanes to get it started for the Aces in the fourth. And the batter will be Gage Johnson. Frankel did what he could. That ball hit right down the line and played it behind the bag at third. A long throw across the diamond, but again, Lanes got down the line to get that infield hit. And the first pitch to Johnson over the outside corner, strike 1. 5-0 our score, bottom of the fourth inning. And there's a line drive over the head of Frankel and into left field. Back-to-back hits begin the Aces' fourth inning. And the batter is Ian McMillan.
Hey, have one, Michael.
First one to McMillan, low for a ball. And here we go again. Aces maybe looking to play small ball. They get to the first 2 aboard. And now the last hitter in the order, hitter number 11, showing bunt. Yeah, that's up and in. Bent him back and sent him almost down to the ground. 2-0 the count. And that's inside, and that got him maybe just the jersey, but enough to award McMillan first base, and that loads the bases in the bottom of the fourth inning. The batter is Mitch Anderson. First one to Anderson, low it in for a ball. And that ball fouled off at the plate, and the count 1-1. Infield in for Blue Chip. Already down 5-0. And a swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. And a fly ball into center field, sending the center fielder Drenth back, and he can't get the ball. It's maybe over his head. It looked like he was tracking it pretty well, and now he's flashing a glove up in the air. Sunshine. So run is in to make it 6-0. Bases stay loaded with nobody out for Jacob Talamonte. Pitch to Talamonte outside for a ball. And the next one high, 2-0. And a pitch over for a strike, and it's 2-1. Talamonte hit by a pitch in the first. He walked and scored in the third. Next one low and away, 3-1. Nowhere to put him for Alonzo Rubio. And a swing and a miss, and it's 3-2. And the 3-2 pitch. Fouled off, straight back, and we'll do it again. Three and two the count on Talamonte with the bases loaded and nobody out. And a fly ball into left center. And another one going to fall between the outfielders from that Sunshine. And again, you could see Drenth with that glove up in the air. Hall comes over, and the ball falls kind of in between them there. And it brings in another run to make it 7-0. And the batter will be Trevor Crane, but first a Blue Chip timeout. Playing in the bottom of the fourth, 7-0. David Hall on to pitch for Blue Chip. And his first one outside for a ball. Chase Audifee back in the ball game. And is out in left field. Next pitch over the outside corner, a strike, and it's 1-1. First five have reached for the Aces in the fourth. They lead 7-0. The next one bounces in there, and it's 2-1. And the 2-1 pitch. Ground ball foul outside third, and it's 2-2. Trevor Crane trying to add on here in the fourth. And a line drive into shallow left center, and that'll get in another run to make it 8-0. Teo Fritzky at the plate. And that pitch over for a strike. Base is still loaded, nobody out, bottom of the fourth, and it's 8-0. Ball skipped in there. Now the set and the 2-1. That's high, 3-1. Yeah, and that's ball 4, and that'll force in a run. Aces got a run in the bottom of the first inning. They scored 4 in the third, and now they followed it up with 4 in the fourth. Bases loaded, still nobody out for J.J. Hessel. Now the 1-0, foul back, and it's 1-1. Now the 1-1, fastball and a high strike. Called. It's 1-2. That one didn't miss by much, but a ball, 2-2. Back-to-back big innings for the Aces. 9 to the plate in the third inning. They scored 4 times. This is the 8th man to bat in the fourth. Nobody out. Up and in, ball 3, 3-2. And the pitch, a called third strike. So Hessel's the first down, and the batter is Daniel Berger. Berger with a double his last time up. pitch over the outside corner, strike one. Now the set and the pitch and a fly ball into center field, and just able to reach up and bring that one in, Drent, and that's out number two, but it'll bring in a run as Talamonte scores, so it becomes a sac fly off the bat of Berger. Five runs across in the inning. As the first one is Scheinert is up and in, ball one. 10-0, bottom of the fourth. And the next one bounced in there, 2-0. Two aboard with two outs. And a line drive just over the head of the second baseman, Keaveney, into right center field. One run will score as Crane is in. Fritzke stops at third base, and it's an RBI double for Andrew Scheinert. Now Hunter Parks. 11-0 our score in the fourth. And the pitch to Parks over for a strike. The 11th batter to come to the plate in the fourth inning for the ASB Aces. And a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. And the two-strike pitch. Foul back and out of play. Already, and the next one on the way. And a fly ball hit well out to right field. And that's brought in right field. Tried to do a bit of a circus catch, but able to get back there to get the final out. 6 runs in the bottom of the fourth for the Aces. They lead 11-0. And we begin the fifth inning. Keaveney with a pop-up into foul territory on the first base side. And Fritzke puts it away. One pitch and one out in the top of the fifth. Now Adam Rowdy, the right fielder, took low and away for a ball. And a swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. It's been all aces. A run in the first, 4 in the third, 6 in the fourth. And there's a shot through the right side of the infield. And a one-out base hit. And it'll bring up Robert Ramos. And Ramos with a swing and a miss for a strike. 1 on, 1 out, top of the 5th. And a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. On the outside corner, a called third strike. And Ramos is out, number 2. Now that'll bring up Alex Keinert. And Keinert fouls the first one back to the netting for a strike. Now a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. If Keinert can reach, Mike Graciope will bat next for Blue Chip. Yeah, pitch up and in for a ball, and it's 1-2. Runner at first base and 2 outs in the top of the 5th. 11-0 our score. And that ball hit down the right field line. That's a fair ball, and that's going to roll to the fence. Runner will be waved around third, and there will not be a throw. Blue Chip on the board in the top of the 5th inning. RBI triple for Keinert. And Mike Graciope will get a chance to hit here in the 5th inning. Now a swing and a miss. And a pop-up left side into foul territory, and that is caught. And that's the final out of the inning, and I believe of the ball game. We do have the mercy rule in effect, and that comes into play here after 4.5 innings. Blue Chip gets a run on 2 hits, they leave 1, and we go final 11-1 our score. For Blue Chip, 1 run on 3 hits, they commit 2 errors and leave 6. For the ASB Aces, 11 runs on 8 hits. They commit 1 error and they leave 7 runners on base. So that will do it. The ASB Aces take the championship of the Upperclass division in the 2015 National Classic. And so that will do it. Again, our final score, ASB Aces 11, Blue Chip 1. From Goodyear Baseball Complex in Goodyear, Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network saying so long. Congratulations once again to the ASB Aces. They're the 2015 National Classic Upper Division champions.